Who is called the bitterest satirist of 18th century? Answer is Jonathan Swift. When Jonathan Swift was died? October 19, 1745. Who wrote the famous play, The Way of the World? William Congreve. What is the first play written by British playwright William Congreve? The Old Bachelor. What type of literature is The Double Dealer by William Congreve? Answer is comic play. What type of literature is The Mourning Bride by William Congreve? Answer is tragedy. What type of literature is Love for Love by William Congreve? Answer is comedy. Who wrote The Lying Lover and The Tender Husband? Sir Richard Steele. Who was the famous mock heroic poet in English literature of 18th century? Answer is Alexander Pope. When Alexander Pope was born? May 21st, 1688. When the poem An Essay on Criticism by Alexander Pope was published? Answer is in 1711. What is the most famous mock heroic poem written by Alexander Pope? The Rape of the Lock. When The Rape of the Lock was published? In May 1712. Who said to err is human, to forgive divine? Answer is Alexander Pope. Why did not Alexander Pope attend an English university? He was a Catholic and therefore forbidden from attending. What type of literature is The Dunciad by Alexander Pope? Mock heroic narrative poem. Who said fools rush in where angels fear to tread? Alexander Pope. Which metrical form was Pope said to have brought to perfection? Answer is heroic couplet. What type of literature is An Essay on Man by Alexander Pope? Answer is poem. When Alexander Pope was died? May 30, 1744. What is the famous quote by Alexander Pope about little learning? A little learning is a dangerous thing. Who translated Homer's Iliad and Odyssey into English in Augustan period? Answer is Alexander Pope. Which novel is considered the first true English novel? Answer is Pamela, the Virtue Reordered. Who wrote the novel Pamela? Samuel Richardson. When the first true novel Pamela was published? In 1740. What type of literature is Clarissa by Samuel Richardson? Answer is novel. When the novel St. Charles Grandison by Samuel Richardson was published? February 1753. Which period is known as Age of Johnson? Answer is Age of Sensibility. When did Augustan period end and Age of Sensibility start? Answer is in 1750. When the 7 Years' War started? In 1756. Who became the king after the death of George II? Answer is George III. When the 7 Years' War ended? In 1763. When the French Revolution started? In 1789. Who said admiration is the daughter of ignorance? Answer is Benjamin Franklin. When Benjamin Franklin was born? January 17, 1706. What is the famous quote of Benjamin Franklin about honesty? Honesty is the best policy. What is the famous quote of Benjamin Franklin about early rising? Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. When Benjamin Franklin was died? April 17, 1790. Who is called father of English novel? Answer is Henry Fielding. When Henry Fielding was born? April 22nd, 1707. What is the most famous comic novel by Henry Fielding? Answer is Tom Jones. When the Tom Jones by Henry Fielding was published? On 28th February 1749. When the comedy novel Joseph Andrews by Henry Fielding was published? In 1742. What type of literature is The Masquerade by Henry Fielding? Answer is satirical poem. Captain Hercules Vinegar is the pen name of which writer? Answer is Henry Fielding. When Henry Fielding was died? 8th October 1754. Who compiled English dictionary for the first time in 1755? Answer is Samuel Johnson. According to Samuel Johnson, no man but a blockhead ever wrote except for death. Answer is money. Who wrote The False Alarm? Samuel Johnson. When Preface to Shakespeare, a fiction by Samuel Johnson, was published? October 10, 1765. What is the other name of the novel The History of Rasselage by Samuel Johnson? This is the homework. Try to answer the question or watch our next video. Thank you.